Okay, we will go ahead and call the Stevens Point Area Public School District Board, regular school board meeting for Tuesday, July 5th, 2016 at 6:30 PM to order. And Sue, could you call the roll, please?
Ms. Baker? Here. Ms. Daly?
Here.
Mr. Ebel?
Here.
Ms. Erler?
Here.
Mr. Contos?
Here.
Mr. Levin?
Here.
Ms. Portson?
Here.
Ms. Rano?
Here.
Ms. Scott?
Here.
We have a quorum, 9.
Excellent. Okay, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We don't have anything tonight for community partnership and recognition. Nobody signed up for public comments out in the hallway. Is there anyone in the audience today that would like to make a public comment to the board? No one is indicating that. So we will move on to item 6, presentations. A, Wisconsin Association of School Boards, WASB legislative update. Dan, is there anything?
Madam President, it's still pretty quiet in Madison right now, but as we move forward, the fall primaries and the general election are not too far down the road. I would urge my fellow board members and others to watch the WASB website. They're going to be doing some opportunities to get candidates on the record and try to pin them down on issues that involve education across the state. So it's a good opportunity for us to do a little pre-learning on what some of their positions may be. And then we'll be, they're also putting out a series of posts on the WASB website regarding the Every School Succeeds Act is the one that is the successor legislation to the No Child Left Behind Act. And it's a series, a number of very detailed posts. I would certainly urge folks to take a look at that because there are some significant decisions that are being made at the state level that are going to impact us and some state goals that are going to be developed along with some federal goals that will have a direct impact on us later on. So we might want to pre-educate ourselves on the Every School Succeeds Act.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
The posts that you're talking about, are they on WASB?
Sam?
Yeah, if I could just add to that, the WASB is going to be having a webinar on school district referendums, legal and policy considerations on July 13th from 12 to 1. And it's going to be free. So if anybody wants to get into that, I think you have to register for it anyway, but
Okay.
it might not be a bad idea.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to the attention of the board. All right, we will move into item 6B, which is superintendent's report. And we have our new superintendent, Craig Gerlach, here, so I guess that's
Two days on the job.
Support, yeah.
Yes, 2 days on the job. First of all, I'd like to start out by introducing Sarah Totten. Sarah, if you'd like to stand up, she's our new administrator, our new director of student services. Welcome, Sarah.
Welcome, Sarah. Welcome.
2 days on the job, I think I threw out half of my office. When you go back and you move and you take a look at stuff and you go back to materials from classes, 15, 20 years. So I pitched, I think half the stuff I brought, I can probably pitch half of that. So still trying to find a place to put stuff, getting to know Sue and work with Sue, and looking forward to working with the board as we move our board and superintendent goals forward to include developing a strategic plan, building communications with all stakeholders, creating a collaborative compensation model for all employee groups, and adopting and implementing a capital improvement plan. So we got a lot of work to do. Looking forward to it. I'm also interested in, and soon I've talked a little bit. Haven't had an opportunity to talk to Brian yet, but getting to a paperless board meeting. Just taking a look at what we're doing here. There's a number of programs out there, and I know Brian's got some ideas, but I think we can streamline this, and you'll find that we can be much more effective with a paperless board meeting. Given that, I'm ready to go.
Excellent. Welcome.
Thank you.
I would encourage board members, if any of you have any thoughts as to good people for Craig to be in touch with in these next, the first 100 days, I guess, within your own spheres, because we all are in different spheres in this community, which is why we're a great representative board, that you reach out to him and either facilitate a meeting with you and he and the individual, or try to facilitate that individual meeting with him so he can really get to know that broad group of people over these summer months where it's a little bit quieter here in the schools. So,
You remember my transition plan that I brought forward. The first component of that is setting up meetings with all of you. So over the next week or so, I'll be in contact with you, and we'll schedule something over the course of the summer. Thank you.
excellent. Okay, we will move into item 7, which is the consent agenda. And we are looking for approval of the minutes from June 13, 2016 regular June meeting, the minutes from the June 20th, 2016 special June meeting, and the approval of the schedule of monthly bills.
Move for approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8.
Okay, Madam President and Board, I would like to make a motion to change the order of the agenda and swap 8A for 8E, moving 8E first. That's the Human Resources recommendations. Our Human Resource Director has plans after the meeting, so if no one objects, I would just move that forward to switch the two.
Because then Tom's on stage for the remainder of the agenda.
Just being a little strategic here.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion or questions? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so the agenda's been changed. So we will move first to item 8E, Human Resources, Recommendation for Employment. Lawrence, you're on.
And this is just the monthly agenda item for the personnel recommendations. We do have, we've hired several teachers, which has been great. We have about, as of early last week, there were about 30 openings. We filled about half of them, but we also have had some resignations, which this is very odd for us to have this many openings at one time, especially this late in the year, but the principals have been working diligently to bring people in. They're still sending in recommendations for employment, so you'll see more in August as well.
Hey.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So in the second half, the resignation, and I'm not talking about any individual in particular, but when I look at this and I think about last month, it seems to me, I should probably be using this, it seems to me like kind of a high number of people resigning at the last minute. And I'm just wondering, percentage-wise, is this something we should be concerned about?
It is a high percentage. Yes, there's obviously a concern because we definitely want to make sure we have those positions filled by the start of the year. We're continuing to recruit and continuing to try to bring good candidates in to fill those positions, but this is very odd. So yes, some concern with the principals as well as our office district-wide. There's definitely some concern.
Thank you.
Okay, could I have a motion to approve the recommendations for employment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor with aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks,
Thank you all
Florence.
very much.
Safe travels.
Meg,
Yes, Sam.
here's a question. I actually have a request that the HR survey that was done be brought forward to the board next month.
He wants it on the agenda.
It was just an
Yeah, we
information
can't,
item.
so I would, we'll put that into Craig and Sue's bucket, okay? All right,
I'll make a
okay, make a note. All right, thank you.
So noted.
Thanks, Sam. Okay, we will now move into item 8A, Business Services. 8A1 is Energy Exemption Change Order and Resolution. Could I have Tom, you want to just give a brief description, and then we'll...
Okay, This is the change order that we've discussed on several occasions. It was at the committee last month and was reserved to this meeting because it has to be approved in the month in which, or I mean, the fiscal year in which the activities take place. If you remember the roofing study where we identified several of the roofs that needed work on this diagram, and several of them are indicated in red, which meant they needed to be addressed pretty soon. And those are the ones that are listed on here, the various roof sections. I had one typo I just wanted to point out. It's not material, but I wanted to point it out. In the table, on Table A in the back page, it says Kennedy Section A repair. That was Section E repair. And it is stated correctly in the scope of work on the amendment. So, like I say, it's not material, but I just wanted to point that out. So this will allow us to get at the roofs. We've begun the process.
Yes.
Mr. Ebel?
Yes.
Ms. Earler?
Yes.
Mr. Contos?
Yes.
Mr. Levin?
Yes.
Ms. Portson?
Yes.
Ms. Rano?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Thank you.
You didn't call my name.
Baker, Ms. Baker?
Yes. But it's not, now it's 9-0.
Now it's 9-0.
Just checking to see if you're
And-
listening.
Thank you. Did I pass? I'll move to approve the Schneider Electric change order number 2 as well. Second.
Any discussion or questions on that one? All in favor with aye?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we are moving into 8A2, which is the Washington Elementary parking.
Okay. We're very excited about this one. We've had it here a number of times, and you know, in the history of the school district, I think there have been, has it been for 20 years or better, they've been trying to solve this problem, and we're on the precipice now. Tonight's the decision, and we'll be able to have the work done and completed by the start of school. So this is wonderful. We did get the bids back. Ron Rattler's here. Ross Rattler, excuse me, is here, and he oversaw the bids in my absence when I was gone. He collected all the bids. We had 3 from American Asphalt, Earth Incorporated, and Pembroke companies. And American Asphalt, as you see, came in at $154,285.30. And we are recommending the award be made to them. The project is to be completed by the first week of August so that the lot is ready to use for the 2016 school year. Yay!
Yeah, for sure.
All right, who wants to make the motion?
Move to approve American Asphalt to construct the Washington Elementary parking lot as bid.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Judy Rano. Any discussion or questions?
Can I just ask a couple of questions? Dr. Owens, can I ask, and this is not part of this, but do we have, do you recall what the amount is that we paid for the property itself?
Oh, I should have looked that up before
What
I came.
I'm getting at is what's the total amount? I'd just like to know the 154 plus.
Rather than to say
property.
something that's clearly going to be wrong.
Maybe you can
Why
email
don't I
me.
put together a little something, and then I provide it to the superintendent, he can get it to all of you.
That would be terrific. I appreciate that. My other question is, this, having had my children, having gone to Washington, I know how bad this parking problem was, but I know that there are a couple of other schools that have also very bad parking issues. And I'm wondering if we have another school next on our radar to address parking issues?
Well, we're aware that there are other ones. I haven't been giving marching orders from the board yet to
Okay.
address one.
Okay.
We do have a couple of possibilities. I know one of them you're talking about is McKinley.
Yeah, you
we've
can
got-
say I wrote it down.
We've got some possible options. They're very limited, but
Okay, all right, good, thank you. And that's just
Sure.
slightly off topic, but I just wanted to see if there was a plan.
Yep.
So, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we've had a few conversations with respect to McKinley, and it's something that the administration is very aware of, very sensitive to, and trying to work towards it. It's a difficult situation because, of course, it's a residential school, not a lot of
Smack
options.
dab in the middle of
Yep.
several blocks,
Yep.
right? Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Sam?
Did we ever get, and did we need board approval to send out the RFP? Because I don't remember it.
We approved moving forward on the project,
Okay,
and we as a board approved that, and so then administration.
okay, once again, I'd like to see the RFPs if at all possible at some point.
Okay, this was a bid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I guess I'll mention, because we have new board members, we have our new superintendent, and any board member is welcome at any time to get in touch with Tom, have a conversation with him about what they got going on, and sit down and visit with him in his office about what is there and what you want to take a look at. I mean, it's really, administration has an open door policy, not just Tom, everybody. So if there's any things that you've got questions about, you're wondering what's happening with the project that maybe you think has been on the back burner a little bit, and you want to get an update on it, feel free to give a call to Craig and, work with administration to be able to get yourself educated. Because that's like our main job as board members, to keep up to date and educated about what administration's doing day by day.
Don't ever hesitate to call me prior to a meeting regarding an agenda item. Oftentimes, as the question just came up with Tom, we know in advance, and of course, sometimes you don't know what the questions are until you're here, but if we have advance notice, we can have that information prepared for the board meeting.
Excellent. Okay, all those in favor with aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
In
Yes.
light of spending this amount of money, should we do a voice vote? Or should we take a?
Well, it's
roll call?
a bid.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know that we need to. If a board member, again, I guess what I'll put out, anytime a board member would like a roll call vote, signal. So would you prefer a roll call vote on that one?
I don't think there's any dissension, so I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
But when it comes to spending large dollar amounts, it
Yep.
seems like that's the right time to be doing a roll call.
Okay, moving into item 8A3, property on 2nd Street North.
this one came up kind of fast. We found out about it in June, not in time for the board meeting, because I had to find out exactly what was going on through Don, who did the legwork, so the credit goes to him for collecting the data, but we had to get this put together and get it to you. As you're aware, we own property on North 2nd Street North, it's actually called. Everybody gets it backwards and half the time I don't know what it is the north side or 2nd North, but it's 2nd Street North technically. On the memo, you see a couple of links that would allow us to actually see the property and give you a nice overview, assuming that the site's coming on. Is it coming on?
I have the default one, sometimes it goes settings, turn it off, and it's not maybe too long.
There it comes.
Do we hear something?
It's flashing. See a little light.
Good. Well, what happened is, we've been renting this property out since we purchased the land and the house, and we had a report that there was a problem with water in the kitchen, the bathroom. And when we checked this out further, what we discovered was the roof shingles are in very bad shape. and there was a leak around an area that's causing the water to then run into the bathroom. So it needs attention. Let me show you the property. You can do this also on your own. By clicking on this. What's important about this particular overview is that's Spash High School. Running along here is 2nd Street North, and this is the house here. We own all the land except for the little white inn, which is located right here. We own all the land from all along North 2nd there, from North Point down to the driveway here into the parking lot. So this is all my property in here. This is the only house on the lot, and this is what the house looks like. It's a small stone house, etc. But the shingles they need to be replaced. We replace the shingles and do the repairs to the bathroom. We can certainly continue renting the house. There are people living there now. The quotes that we have on the house to repair it are $21,242. We would get about half back in state aid at the end of the year. So without state aid, there's about a 2.5-year payback. With state aid, it's about half of that. And I'm told, I have not personally been in the home, but Don has been, and I'm told it's perfectly fine to continue renting. That I know of, we have no immediate need to evict the people or take over the property from that standpoint to use for another purpose. So it seems quite clear we can get our money back from the investment, and I guess my recommendation is to make the repair and continue to rent it. If the board's decision or choice is otherwise, we do have to give the tenants a 60-day notice minimum to vacate the property. So I guess that's where we're at. I'll be happy to answer any question. If Don's here, he can join in because he knows the details better.
So could I get a motion?
For the point of discussions, so moved.
Okay, a motion to approve the recommendation to repair those shingles as noted. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ebel. Discussion. Sam?
Is there nothing that's savable in that bathroom? Because I know right now a clawfoot tub that goes for a lot of money. Is that savable at all, or?
It's not any distinguishable type of tub, it's just a standard bathtub.
If you couldn't hear, it's just a standard bathtub. He said there's nothing remarkable about it in the sense of old time or reflective or anything.
Oh, Trish?
What plans do we have, what long-term plans do we have for that entire, well, assuming we can get the white in, or I don't know if that's even like, what are our plans for that entire strip of property, if any at all?
Well, the advantage that strip has, that's been my understanding, is that if the high school needs to expand to the west, we can move parking outward to the west as well.
And just to remind board members, we do have a right of first refusal with respect to the other property.
The bar?
Yep,
Oh,
that was
okay.
something.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, so
Thanks.
right now, we will have the first opportunity in the event that property comes up for sale.
We have the right of first refusal
Yes.
due to arrangement that we have with them.
Yep. And that's something the board did within the last year.
Yeah, that I
believe.
remember, yeah.
Judy?
So I have, the question I have is, we had the other property that we were talking about renovating or demolishing. Are we looking to rent this one because we have tenants in it, so we repair it and we can continue renting that?
Well, the repairs on the one you're talking about is the house on Hoover, and that had extensive repairs that were
Okay.
required, far more than this. This just needs new shingles
Okay.
and fix the bathroom.
Okay.
Everything else in the house is fine. We've had it air tested, we've had it tested for mold, we've had it tested for lead, and it's all fine. It's just that the shingles were really old, I mean, real old, and they started leaking, so we fixed that, fixed the bathroom, we should be fine.
Okay.
Trish?
Well, so you're saying that with state aid, this amount that we pay in to have these repairs done will be paid back in a little bit more than a year?
Next school year, yes, we'd spend roughly $22,500, and then that's an expenditure, which is aidable,
right.
and we'd get about half of that back next school year.
Okay. So what I'm really getting at is that if we move forward with any part of the plan or long-range plan, if we were to think about moving the ninth graders to Spash, we would have to do some construction. And I'm trying to think about the timelines, and I think they work out just fine. but
Sure, they
help me
do.
with
We
that.
have the versatility because we are required by contract to provide a 60-day notice. So with a 60-day notice, we can have the home vacated. So,
I just want to make sure we get our money's
Yeah.
worth out of it, that's all. That's what I'm really getting at, is that, just thinking about the timelines.
Dan?
So, Dr. Owen, the 16-month payback roughly notwithstanding, what kind of annual income are we realizing from this property?
we get $675 a month. It's a small, very small house.
Okay. And what type of expenses are we liable for?
The roof repair and repairing it's pretty much it. It's a structural, yeah.
Okay. No
Tenant pays for the
utilities or
utilities.
They pay the utilities and that type of thing, yeah. There are no taxes, so.
Okay, thank you.
Tom, are we using that land for snow removal at all?
Not, well, the lot to the south of that, it's an empty lot, it drops away a little bit. We plow snow in there and also up above, right, Don, up above, and it drains. Don can explain that better, because he,
See where the red marker is there? If you go directly south of that, there's a big cistern, big swale, huge swale, right in that corner of the lot that where the water runs off into. So the water is directed to flow around. You see above the red marker, that's an elevated area right there, and actually it directs to go around that and goes by that garage. You can see that whitish building right there, and then it comes down into that big, huge swale, and there's sewers in there.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions or discussion? I think we'll call the roll on this one.
Mr. Contos?
Yes.
Mr. Levin?
Yes.
Ms. Portson?
Yes.
Ms. Rano?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Baker?
Yes?
Ms. Daly?
Yes.
Mr. Ebel?
Yes.
Ms. Erler?
Yes.
Passes 9-0.
Okay, moving on to item 9, which are just our next upcoming meetings. We have our August 8th regular August meeting, September 12th September meeting, October 10th October meeting, and November 14th regular November meetings. And we will be beginning again with our committees then in August. And at this point, all of our committees are fully populated by board and citizen members, so that's a good thing. So I am looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor with aye? Aye. Aye. We're adjourned.